There are many, so please visit our website, calgaryleadershipforum.com. Candidate can't hear.
Thank you very much, Brian and the Calgary Leadership Forum for putting this event on. But more importantly, I thank all of you for coming in out and supporting democracy and caring about your community as further direction. But before I get into telling you about some of the issues I stand for, I'd like to talk a little bit about myself. On December 16th, 1969, I was born right here in the Holy Cross Hospital in Calgary. And guess what? I had lots of opportunities growing up. I got to play baseball, hockey, swimming, and all that good stuff that kids get to do. I grew up in the local varsity acres, and my parents were both local public school teachers who really got their kids involved in the community. In fact, my mom's here today. Judy Hare, why don't you stand up and give a wave, Mom? You know, she gave me those opportunities to participate in that community. But tell you what, that also took a vibrant city to do that. I don't have rinks, and I needed ball fields to play in. I needed swimming pools. And those are the kind of opportunities I want to see, not only for today, but for tomorrow, the children of tomorrow who come to this great city. Graduated in 1987 from Sir Winston Churchill, was talented enough to go play a few years of junior hockey. The last year I played for the Alberta Junior Hockey League Calgary Canucks, and we were fortunate enough to win the championship that year. Can anyone hear Bruce Springsteen's Glory Days in the background? Well, I can hear it playing. But anyways, went to school to Mount Royal College, was lucky enough to play on the Cougar hockey team, take some classes there. But my second year there, I was a victim of a violent crime. A drive-by shooting occurred. We didn't know the gentleman who did it, but nevertheless, a gun came out and a bullet was lodged into my spine. The next day, my life changed. But guess what? I rebuilt my life. I went back to school, eventually got a Canadian Studies degree, eventually got a law degree, was honored and privileged to practice law for 7 years at the national firm of Fraser Milner Casgrain. About 3 years ago, I became the MLA for Calgary Buffalo, and it's been an honor and a privilege to represent that community up in the provincial legislature, fighting for things like public health care and public education, and it really has been an honor. But all that and $1.64 will get you a cup of coffee at Tim Hortons. So what am I going to talk about today as becoming your next mayor? I tell you what, in my view, the real issue to be discussed is public accountability and public trust. And I am leading by example on that issue. How many people believe that money and power influence things down at City Hall? I tell you what, right now I'm putting all my donors, anyone who donates to my campaign, it's going on my website. You can see who is donating to my campaign. Second thing I'm going to do, and I actually encourage everyone else up here to do that. Second thing I'm going to do, who's heard that developers have been running City Hall for the last 40 years? Anyone hear that? I'm having a developer and lobbyist registry. When they come down to City Hall, they can sign in, and they can come see me after that. But public business is going to be done in public when Kent Hare is the mayor. Third thing I'm going to do is bring in an independent auditor. Anyone think that sort of dog and pony show that was going on this summer over the audit? One day, Mr. McIver said she was a rock star. The next day, he's voting to fire her. You know, does that not seem like something was wrong in that process? We're going to have an independent auditor that reports to you, the public, not the City Hall, but to you, the citizens out there. I believe public trust has been broken, and people see City Council as broken. People see City Hall as a place where business interests and private interests are taken before the public interest. What I will do is do my best to govern in the public good and in the public interest of all citizens of Calgary. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to sharing more of my ideas later on this afternoon.
Stewart.
Good afternoon, and thanks to the Leadership Forum for this opportunity to address Calgarians as we approach this important election. I have a new pair of glasses. I was trying them on over there, and they didn't look particularly good, so I left them there. So I'm not going to be able to see all my notes. If I miss something, I hope that Brian will remind me. Thanks to all of you for giving up your Sunday to listen and learn and participate as you consider your important role as citizen and voter. With rough seas ahead, voters must ask themselves, who can best steer the ship out of this storm? You might think that came from Moby Dick or from the new Piranha 3D movie. But actually, it was written by Tony Seskis in the Calgary Herald way back on July the 25th of this year, when voters actually outnumbered candidates for mayor. Who can best steer the ship out of this storm? I think that's a key question echoed time and again as I talk to Calgarians. We simply must elect a mayor with the experience to get the job done, to steer the ship through these rough waters that we are encountering today. And candidates must be challenged on what they bring to the role of mayor. They must not be let off the hook with general statements or empty promises. This time, as much as any time, the outcome of the election will affect the way our city develops for years into the future. So what are those critical issues? Calgarians are telling me that they want a council that works together for the good of the city as a whole. They want a mayor who can create a team that has the wisdom to establish sound principles and the courage to follow through, to provide necessary oversight and enforcement. I have successfully established and led teams throughout my private sector career and my community work. Most recently, I provided leadership in the development of the plan to end homelessness in Calgary. I've had success in getting people with very different opinions, often not even liking each other, working together on a common goal. And I will bring the new council together as a first step, and I will use my experience and approach to improve relationships with our regional partners, other levels of government, our private sector, nonprofit sector partners, and the citizens of Calgary. Calgarians are expressing serious concerns about the state of city finances, and rightly so. We've got high city debt, we've got budget shortfalls suggesting service cuts, we've got unexplained expenditures over budget and not budgeted, and we've got lack of oversight and control on big ticket items. Many see a need for change in organizational culture, a change in the way City Hall works. Leadership is the key role of the mayor, but that alone is not enough. It's critical this time that we elect a mayor who has had direct responsibility for managing large organizations and budgets. And my experience in this area is unique among the candidates. Several examples which I can talk about during the session after the formal presentations. Calgarians also want a leader with a vision that inspires. This is a great city with so much potential, and everyone I talk to understands that. Many, however, express frustration that our potential remains unfulfilled. They are not satisfied with general statements of the form, I have a vision. My vision, simply stated, my Calgary will be a world-class city, and everything we do, all that we become, will be judged against that standard. Our public transit will be world-class. Our environmental performance will lead the world. Community vitality will be a model for the world. Our cultural district will be world-class, and care for those in need will be envied around the world. And we will integrate the voices of the marginalized in a way that no one else has done. My Calgary will be a place where the best and the brightest come to work and stay to make it their home. Calgarians want a leader with a reputation for turning hopes and dreams into reality, and I have a record of doing so. We have a huge opportunity right now as Calgary undergoes the transition from a prairie town to a world-class city. It is critical that we choose elected officials who are capable of leading the city to greatness as Calgary takes its rightful place as a world leader. My commitment to you is to bring all my experience, and I appreciate it.
Let's call it close. Thank you, candidate Rick McIver.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to see so many people here that care about the future of Calgary. Ladies and gentlemen, for a long time, Calgary has been known as the heart of the New West. My vision for our city is to make Calgary the economic heart of Canada, a beacon of opportunity and affordability for all. So, how are we going to do this? We're going to do it with 4 key elements. 1, we're going to build Calgary's infrastructure, but instead of playing catch-up, we're going to shift to intelligently building for the future. We need to construct the Northeast Airport Tunnel. We need to get the Southwest Ring Road completed and create a smart snow removal policy that will address the critical accessibility issues for all of us. We need to revitalize the downtown core, and we're going to address the downtown parking problems, and we're going to scrap the $3 LRT parking fee. Now, Calgary will keep growing, and we'll adapt to that growth by continued development of our road and transit systems, but with a new focus. That focus will be on building complete communities where Calgarians can live, work, and play without long commutes. 2, we must continue to create and maintain safe and vibrant communities. That means renewed support for Calgary's vital services, especially police and fire. And if we're going to be the economic heart of Canada, we need to attract new people and businesses. That requires beautiful parks, new ways of delivering arts, cultural, and recreational amenities.